We get the Los Angeles Rams versus the Arizona Cardinals. Look, the Rams, I'm not going to freak out. David isn't either. We both picked San Francisco to cover last week against the Rams. This one's interesting to me. Arizona does not have a kind schedule to end the year. It just does not. As kind as the Los Angeles Rams schedule was to open the year, the Arizona Cardinals is the reverse to close the year. It's just a nasty schedule because they have to deal with the NFC West teams. They all know them. I don't like this matchup really for the Cardinals at all, and I'm worried about them. Because dropping that, they needed that Patriots game. They really did. So I'm worried about them. The Rams on the road, though, this is a big game for Arizona. Can they get it together? This is the character week of all character weeks. Let me just get to fantasy and the matchups here. Goff, I don't really love this week. I think you can start whatever Rams running back you want. Akers looked really nice this week against the 49ers. I don't know, David. You give me an opinion on which Rams running back to roll with. But Akers did look good. He looked explosive. He looked powerful, more powerful than I'd seen. So that was encouraging if you're kind of a dynasty owner and you splurged early on Akers. That's the game that you're waiting for all year. Cooper Kupp I play. Honestly, I stay away from Woods. And I stay away. I like tight ends, but I just don't like the distribution of shares. So I don't really go with that much analytically. Arizona, I start Kyler Murray. I start Kenyan Drake. I think it's more of a Drake than an Edmonds game. I like DeAndre Hopkins. We'll see if Fitzgerald can get himself activated. But really, to me, it's really running back, quarterback, and Hopkins, and I stay away from everybody else. Take it away, David.
Yeah, I'll start with the Rams, talk about the running backs, just because it's been clear for a while. I think that Cam Akers is the most... Clam, I called him.
I like Clam Akers. Clam Akers and Cam Newton, right? From New England?
Yeah, there you go. Clam Akers. I think he is by far the most talented crustacean on this running back stable. And this is not a slight against Darrell Henderson. I think both of us like Darrell Henderson, and both of us think he's a good runner.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't have the explosion of Cam Akers. He has not been ripping off these big, long runs that Cam Akers has ripped off. And he's been doing it in limited touches, Cam Akers. We've seen him do it a few times where he's ripped off a 50-plus yarder. And at a certain point, they need that explosion. This passing game is not the same that it used to be. And I know San Fran has had their number, so Goff obviously looks bad right now. He's had his moments this year. But it's not quite to the level that it used to be when they had Brandon Cooks, Kupp, and Woods. It's not the same passing game. They need that explosion. And Akers 9 for 84 and a touchdown. It stands out that he did this in a game where Darrell Henderson was the complete opposite with 10 carries for 19 yards. So it was like night and day between the two running backs. So you're putting a lot of faith in Sean McVay to continue involving Cam Akers, because every time Cam Akers look good, he's gone right back to Henderson and Brown. So I ain't starting him this week. I need to see it happen twice. He still didn't outtouch Darrell Henderson, even though he outplayed him. He still had one less touch to him.
You know what this backfield is? It's the Baltimore Ravens backfield. The two running backs that should be on the field are Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers. The two running backs that should be on the field for Baltimore are Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins. And in Baltimore, you get Mark Ingram in the lineup, and then with the Rams, you get Brown in the lineup. And it's just murking the whole thing up. Just go to two running backs. That's what the fantasy owners want to see, but we're not going to get it.
Yeah, two running backs works. Three doesn't. Speaking of two running backs, Arizona. We don't mind the two running back system. We hate a three running back system. But in Arizona, it's starting to look more like a one running back system. Kenyan Drake is getting that volume, and it's kind of surprising because he's been getting more volume since he came back from the injury, and you would have thought that they would have wanted to limit him and maybe involve Edmonds more. He had 22 carries to Edmonds' 6, and he's starting to get the ball as a receiver. 3 receptions this game. He had 4 last week after he didn't catch more than one pass all year in a game. So they're involving him as a receiver, a runner. He's getting the goal line touches. Kenyan Drake he's trending up. Mm-hmm. That's for sure. And anyone who held on to him after a tough start to the year is feeling thankful they didn't sell too low, because he was getting sold pretty dang low at some points.
Yep, let me hit you the line here. We got, let's see, I lost it on my paper. Okay, the Los Angeles Rams -1.5 at Arizona.
I'm going to take Arizona. I don't really like picking this game, though.
Me neither. You know, I wrote down the Rams 27, Arizona 20. I think the Rams are playing better football. But then I'm looking at these projections, these computer projections here, and I'm like, the more I think about it, I feel like Kyler Murray running around like a pinball. I think he's going to give the Rams some trouble. Arizona is losing a couple games in a row. They really need a win here. Like this is the playoffs for Arizona. They need to win this game. This is massive. So I'm going to stay away from it. I am, because it's only 1.5. I'm going to stick with the Rams because that was my first instinct. But I'm not picking this game, and the Arizona Cardinals really need a win. They really need a win, period. All right, David, let's move it on. We got